Vayadi Vaye, the Sangeeta Jnanam coming. I was reminded of Justice KSV, my grandfather-in-law. When he met my mother some years later after we got married, he said, Kameshwar, about me, he said, I like him very much. Onnuda, Sangeeta Jnanam illiye. So I make up the Agasthyar Mari, the other side I stand. All right. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet bharatadhyanam punyam apipadhamadhiyata shraddhadanasya puyante sarvapapan yadoshata. Mahabharata Adhyayanam, even if it is done of one padam, Vyasa says, a faithful person, Shraddhadanasya puyante sarva papan, all the sins are destroyed. Shutva tvidamakhyanam shravyamanyanna rojade pumsako kilartam shutva ruksha dvangshasya vagina. Having heard the story of Mahabharata, one doesn't feel like listening to anything else, says Vyasa. It is like having listened to the song of the koel, kokila, who wants to listen to the crow of the crowing of the crow. Yogo shatam kanakashangamayam dadati vipraya veda vidushe cha bahushutaya punyam cha bharata gatam shrunuyat cha nityam tulyam phalam bhavati tasya tatasya chaiva. Yogo shatam kanakashangamayam dadati. If you are doing danam, go shatam, 100 cows with the horns of the cow set with gold, kanakashangamayam. That cow should be a milch cow with a calf. Such a cow with a calf, 100 of them, if you are giving in danam to Vedavits, the punyam that you get, that same tunyam phalam bhavati, that same punyam you get by listening to Bharatam, says Vyasa. Mahatvat, Bharatvat, Mahabharata vityuchyate. Mahabharata is so called because it is bearing the whole burden of dharma, the great burden of dharma. Now when we talk, for a moment before we get into Krishna Dootam, just for a second, when we talk of Justice KSV, I am reminded of Bhishma Pitamaha. When Bhishma Pitamaha fell in the battlefield, there was a stunned silence on both sides. Nobody talked. And then the message that came out is, the Sima Vriksha of Dharma has fallen. Sima Vriksha is that tree which says the border is here and no further. Between two fields, this is the border. Sima Vriksham. Dharmasya Sima Vriksham. Where he stood, Justice KSV, there stood Dharma. So, it is in the fitness of things that we have a slight look at some vignettes from Bharatam today. The topic given is Krishna Dootam because Jashtata used to like that, but to cover Krishna Dootam in the half an hour's time is a little bit beyond my capability. So I will cover just a few vignettes from that large canvas of Krishna Dootam. Krishna Dootam in fact starts a little bit before Krishna Dootam. It starts in the camp of Pandavas in Uplavya, where after Sanjaya has come and gone, bringing the message from Dhritarashtra. And many of you will know that message. Dhritarashtra sends a message to Yudhishthira and Krishna and others that please, my son will not listen to me. You only should adjust. What is the point in war? Yudhishthira, you are a dharmatma, you should not do such things. Better, it is even far better to do bhiksha in Dwarka or to go back to the forest for 12 years. Like that, complicated message. Anyway, after that, Krishna has to come for, he decides, he announces, I am going to go as mediator to Hastinapura. And Yudhishthira is shocked. He said, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. That was not what I had in mind, Krishna. Na ro chaye. Because that fellow Duryodhana, what he is capable of, who can say? Droha edavadu pannuvo, insult edavadu pannuvo. I don't want you to go. Then Krishna laughs. And there's a long dialogue. We could have done that. There's a long discussion Krishna has with each one of them. Yudhishthira, Bhimasena, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, Panchali, all of them. And then decides, and he comes off across, he starts off for Hastinapura, which is a beautiful description. His journey to Hastinapura is also a beautiful description, where he comes in his chariot, which has got tiger skins on its sides, the Garuda flag flying, the 4 horses, Shaivya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa and Valahaka, all of them. And then he comes there. So now before we get into the story fast, I just want to get the context first. So he has arrived in Hastinapura. He has arrived during the daytime. He has decided to stay with Vidura. Having decided to stay with Vidura, then he has also visited in the afternoon, he has visited Kunti. They have discussed. He has done that. And then in the evening, he has sent word to Duryodhana that he will be visiting him. We start from there. We are going to see 3, if possible, 3 little stories today from Krishna Dootam. The first one of them is this. So see, Krishna has sent word to Duryodhana that I will be dropping in the evening. Next day is the day where he is actually going to formally go to the assembly as the Duta. But the previous day he is doing some preparation work for the next day. So he's meeting some people and all that. So he's meeting Duryodhana, the arch person itself. So he's gone there. He's gone to Duryodhana's palace. The first day, there are only courtesy calls. So he goes to Duryodhana's palace. He walks past the 3 prakarams. Guards have been told by Duryodhana not to stop Krishna. Not that anybody would, but Sri Krishna walks in. He enters the palace of Duryodhana, a fine palace, fantastic palace of Duryodhana. And there is Duryodhana, there is Karna, there is Shakuni, all of them are waiting for him. Duryodhana welcomes him in the traditional manner with Arghyam, Padyam, Achamanam and all of that. He does all that. And then Sri Krishna accepts all the traditional welcome happily and then makes him sit down in an asana. Sri Krishna sits down and then Duryodhana announces to him that there is feast for you. We have prepared a feast, you must accept our hospitality tonight, you must dine with us. And Sri Krishna smiles and says, no, I have not come to dine. Vyasa says, Duryodhana started to speak softly at first, saying, no, how can you say you are not going to dine with us? We have made it specially for you. You must dine with us. You have to dine with us. And Sri Krishna smiled and said, no, can't dine with you. Then Duryodhana got a little bit in his regular character and he said, Madha, you are supposed to be equal to both sides, whether it's Pandavas or us. Tell me on what basis you are refusing my hospitality. Krishna said, O Bharata, as a Duta, I have come here as a Duta. As a Duta, my dharma is that I will accept your hospitality only when my mission is fulfilled. Then I will accept your hospitality. Not before that. Duryodhana said, no, I don't accept that argument at all. That is no argument. Krishna, we have no enmity with you. We have no enmity with you. You don't have any enmity with us. And I have offered you hospitality in the proper manner, in the proper vidhi, for a guest whom I honor, who has come to my house. And you are declining. Don't give me that Duta dharma and all that. You have not accepted my offer. What you did is not right. It is not dharma, Krishna. It is not dharma what you have done. Krishna laughed at him and said, Naham kaman na samrambhan, na dveshan narthakaranat, na hetuvadan mohava, dharme jakyam kathanchana, naham kaman na samrambhan. Duryodhana, I never ever deviate from dharma. Either because of some kama, desire, or because of some conflict, or because of some hatred, or because I'm greedy about something, or because I just want to do some bahana, or because of any other reason, no reason whatsoever. See, Krishna does not deviate from dharma. Sampriti bhojyanyannani apad bhojyani vaipuna nacha sampriyase rajan nachaiva pangata Nachaiva yadgata vayam sampriti bhojyanyannani. He tells him what is dharma. See, Krishna says there are two reasons why a man will dine with another man. One is because there is affection between each other. You have affection for me, you call me, I dine with you. That's dharma. The other reason is I am in danger, apat. And when I am in danger, you are offering me food. Then I will take it. These are two reasons why I would have accepted your hospitality. Now, Duryodhana, as far as the first reason is concerned, you do not entertain any affection towards us. And as far as the second reason is concerned, we are not in fear of any danger from you either. There is no apat. We are not in any apat. And Duryodhana, you have dvesha towards the Pandavas. For no reason at all, you hate them. And understand this, Duryodhana. Yastan dveshti samam dveshti, yastan anusamamanu, ekatmyam mam gatam vidhi pandavai dharmacharibi, yastan dveshti samam dveshti. He who hates them, he hates me. He who loves them, he loves me. Understand that I am one in heart, ekatmyam, with the dharmacharis, the Pandavas. And there is one more dharma, O Duryodhana. Dvishadannam na bhoktavyam, dvishantam naiva bhojayet, Pandavan dvishate rajan, mama prana hi Pandava, dvishadannam na bhoktavyam. He says there is a dharma that you never eat the food given by somebody who hates you. And there is a dharma that you do not feed a person whom you hate. You hate the Pandavas, O king. And you must understand that the Pandavas, mama prana, they are my life. O Duryodhana, your food is polluted. It is polluted with durbhavana. It is not fit for me to eat. In this place, only Vidura's food is fit for me to eat. This was one scene that I thought I will share with you from Krishna Dootam, the first. We'll move on to a quick, which all of you might expect, and it is customary, and therefore it must be there as well. Is during the next day in the assembly itself, when everything has been tried and nothing is working, and Duryodhana has walked out of the negotiation. He has insulted everybody. There's a lot of kalaham going on. Finally, Dhritarashtra himself called Gandhari and says, Gandhari, your son is acting like this and all that. Tavaputra, your son. And then she tells him, because of you, and all that argument and all takes place. Then she says, call Gandhari, call Duryodhana, he comes back in, etc. And then finally, Duryodhana does that move. He, along with Shakuni, Karna, etc., have planned to capture Sri Krishna. So they move menacingly towards him. The idea is capture him, tie him up, we have the war, game, set and match. That is the idea. So they move menacingly towards him, and Satyaki has come with Sri Krishna, and Satyaki, the Ingitanya, he can read body language. So even as Duryodhana is moving and is talking and chatting with Shakuni, etc., he understands this is what is up. So Vyasa says, he quickly alerts he's got a small set of commandos with him, quickly alerts them, and he runs into the assembly hall towards Sri Krishna in the manner of a lion which is charging inside a cave. Like that, he runs straight to Sri Krishna and tells him, this is what these guys are planning. And Sri Krishna looks at Duryodhana, and Vyasa says, he does an attahasa, laughs. Loudly he laughs. And then he takes his Vishwarupa. And he says, you durbuddhi to Duryodhana. You are a fool if you think I am alone. Look at me. And in that Vishwarupa, of course, Duryodhana just couldn't see, he was blinded. In that Vishwarupa, Vyasa says, there are countless devas in that Vishwarupa, all of them the size of a thumb, and all of them emitting fire. And in his forehead, there was Brahma. In his chest, there was Rudra. In his body, there were the Ekadasha Adityas, the Ashtavasus, the Ashwini twins, the Indra, the Marut, the Vishvedeva, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Nagas, the Rakshasas. In his two hands, you could see Arjuna and Balarama. Yudhishthira, Bhimasena, Nakula, Sahadeva, etc. could be seen in his body. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Shakti, Saranga, the Nandana, the sword, the Khadgam, all were there in his various hands. From his eyes, from his nostrils, from his ears, Bhayankaram fire and smoke were spurting out from his Roma Kupa, from the hair, small hair on his the Vishwarupa Purusha. Dazzling rays of the suns were being emitted. His Rupa was so fearsome. That all the kings got petrified and closed their eyes in sheer fright. And other than Drona, Bhishma, Vidura and Sanjaya, nobody else could actually see this form. And these four could see this form because Sri Krishna had given them Divya Chakshu to enable them to be able to see this form of his. It was at that time that Dhritarashtra, who had not seen this form, prayed to Sri Krishna and he said, Bhagavan mamanetranam antardhanam vrane punah Bhavantam drashtumichhami nanyam drashtumotse. He says, Bhagavan, I have this prayer to you. Give me some eye. Give me eyes. Give me sight. I want to see this form of yours. I don't want to see anything else. I just want to see this form. And Sri Krishna says, Tathastu. And the blind man saw the Vishwarupa. Dhritarashtra saw the Vishwarupa. And the Maharshis were singing the praise of Sri Krishna. Whole of the earth was quaking. Oceans were tossing everywhere. The Ugra Rupa of Bhagavan was making the whole universe tremble in fear. Sanjaya, you see, was the only person who sees the Vishwarupa of Bhagavan twice. Once here, once in the war, when Arjuna sees, Sanjaya has the ability to see everything. He sees too. He reports it to Dhritarashtra. So this was the second scene of Vishwarupa in Bhasa's Dutavakyam, a play that he wrote on Krishna Dootam. He goes further and lyrically and says how Sri Krishna called for the Chakrayudham to finish off the Duryodhana. There and then Chakrayudham came and spoke to Sri Krishna and says, if you do it now, then Bhubharam, which is your main objective, that will not be fulfilled. So he says, okay, you're right. But meanwhile, all the other Ayudhams of Sri Krishna start getting invoked by themselves and coming to him saying, Kim Karome, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? And each time Sudarshana tells them, no, Sri Krishna is a peace, Sri Krishna is a peace, Sri Krishna is a peace. And they all go back one by one. That is the Vishwarupa of Sri Krishna. And in Kanchipuram, there is this beautiful temple. Many of you might have seen it, called Pandava Duta Perumal Koil. It is not very far from Ekambareshwar Koil. It is one of the 108 Divya Deshams. There if you go, and it's one of those temples you must go, because it's so beautiful, and not just that, hardly anybody goes. So it's empty most of the time. Don't worry, just outside the temple is a house where the Gurukul's young boy stays. You can call him, he'll come and open. There inside, Sri Krishna is Pandava Duta, he is Krishna Duta. That is the Krishna there. And he is sitting 32 feet. There is the idol of Sri Krishna and Garbhagraham is 32 feet. Fascinating. Fascinating. You will not take your eyes off it if you see it. It is said to be made in the same manner as Ulagalanda Perumal. Ayiram Vendamo they sang. Kanna Ayiram Vendamo for the Vishwarupam of Sri Krishna as well to see. So this beautiful temple, Kanchi Brahmacharya, the Gurukul told me, the Gurukul's father told me, every Deepavali he used to have that huge idol, Enne Abhishekam, and then got a special veshti made, which was huge veshti, to cover that, for that idol of Pandava Duta Perumal. He used to spend a long time, he used to say, close it, he used to sit inside the Garbhagram, lock himself up and be lost to the world. Such a place it is. Pandava Duta Perumal. Now, we have got 10 minutes, I come to the third story. So anyway, to complete this story, Dhritarashtra had seen, and then after seeing, he prayed to Sri Krishna, take away my sight. I don't want to see anything else. This I have seen. This is enough. Nothing else I want to see. And Sri Krishna took it away from him. And Sri Krishna then turned towards the Maharishis and took their permission, saying, I'm going now. Can I go? And they said, yes. Immediately he walked out. As soon as he walked out, the Maharishis disappeared. Parashurama was there, Kanva was there, great rishis were there. All of them disappeared. They had all come to see Krishna Dootam. They had all come. They all disappeared. Sri Krishna walked out and behind him went running suddenly Bhishma, Drona, Dhritarashtra, Yuyutsu, Vikarna, Kripacharya, Ashwathama and Vahanika, all of them went running after him, but Sri Krishna was off in his chariot. Before they could say anything, he had left. And he went straight to Kunti's house. And there is our last story of the day. He went to Kunti's house. He was going to leave Hastinapura and go back now. His job he had come. There was no peace going to be there. He updated Kunti on what all happened that day. And then said, now I'm leaving. Is there some message that I can take for the Pandavas from you? So she said yes. She wanted to give some message to the Pandavas. And we'll conclude today with what she said. First he said, tell Yudhishthira to remember Kshatriya Dharma and fight. Tell Arjuna that he should be firm in achieving what has been foretold when he was born. The Akashavani, the Ashariri, what has been foretold. Arjuna should focus and achieve that. Remind Bhimasena that it is time for him to live up to why a Kshatriya woman gives birth to a son. Remind Nakula and Sahadeva as well what you remind to Bhimasena. Oh Krishna, nothing at all, nothing has affected me as much as the torture that my poor daughter-in-law was subjected to. Tell Arjuna that he should do whatever Draupadi desires. Remind Bhimasena and Arjuna of the humiliation of Draupadi and their own humiliation thereof. And then she tells Sri Krishna, oh Sri Krishna, I'm going to tell you a story. I want you to go and tell them this story. And we will conclude with the story that she tells Sri Krishna. She says, it is a story of Vidula, a lady, a Kshatriya lady called Vidula. Vidula was a noble lady, a brave lady, a Kshatriya lady, and her son's name was Sanjaya. Her son Sanjaya was a Kshatriya king who had a battle with Sindhu Raja and he lost everything in that battle. He was broken-hearted, completely broken, and he came home to his mother completely lost. And what did he do? He said, I've lost everything. He went to his bedroom and laid down on his bed and slept. His mother woke him up. What is this? And Vidula scolded him soundly. She said, you are a coward. She gave him a stirring lecture and enthused him to fight. But he said, Mother, I have nothing. I have no money, no army. Everything has been destroyed. How can I face Sindhu Raja? And if I try anything foolish, I will die. And if I will die, O mother, who will look after you? And she scolded him again and she told him, Utthatavyam jagratavyam yoktavyam bhuti karmasu bhavishyati tyeva manah kritva satatam bhavishyati tyeva manah kritva satatam avyayai. Utthatavyam jagratavyam. Arise, awake. Same, that is the words, the mantra of Swami Vivekananda. Arise, awake. And stop not until the goal is reached. Which is from Kathopanishad as well. But it's from here as well. Utthatavyam, jagratavyam, yoktavyam, bhuti karmasu. Come on, engage yourself in glorious deeds, she tells her son. Bhavishyati iti eva. And when you do that, you assume, I will win. It will happen the way I want it to happen. Have that resolve and exert yourself and it will happen. Show Purushartha, my son. Act like a man. Sindhu Raja is not invincible. It's not that nobody can defeat him. You know very well that his people are not happy with his rule. And he's got enemies as well. He's not that nobody, he's got a lot of enemies. You can strike alliances with his enemies. Right now, time is good for Sindhu Raja. Wait for your time. Go. Get lost. Go into the mountains. Stay in the caves. Start working. Start preparing. Start meeting his enemy king. Start striking alliances quietly. And there will come a time when Sindhu Raja slips and falls and is vulnerable. Attack. Strike him. He is also a mortal. Your name is Sanjaya. Live up to your name. When you were born, a Brahmana prophesied that you will fall into a great calamity, my son, but you will rise out of it and you will regain all the lost glory. I remember his words and I pray for your victory. So go do your dharma. Sanjaya, fight. If a person like you becomes afraid in a situation like this, it is like a bullock which is when it's loaded with a lot of weight, decides that its knees is buckling and sits down. And if you do that, I will consider you, Sanjaya, as good as dead. Even if you die in battle, it is Veera Gati, you will go to Indra Loka. Go. Go away from here. I don't want to see you. When you defeat Sindhu Raja, come back, I will welcome you. Kunti told Krishna, this is the story of Vidula. And Vidula's words put new life into Sanjaya and a new resolve in his person. And he got out to attempt that great task. And this little story in Mahabharata has got a Falashruti. The Falashruti is, first it is that any king who is suffering loss from any enemy should hear this story. First point is, if somebody is having loss of anything, listen to this story. Then the Falashruti starts. Jayo nam itihasoyam shrotavyo vijigishuna mahim vijayate kshipram shutva shatruncha mardati Jayo nam itihasoyam. This little story, name itself is Jaya. And many of you will know, Mahabharata is also known as Jaya, victory. The original name of Mahabharata is Jaya. So this story is Mahabharata within Mahabharata. So it is Jaya. In this story of Jaya, if you listen to, whoever listens to, will win the earth. Mahim vijayate kshipram. Quickly, he will defeat everybody. And shutva shatruncha mardati. He will make chutney of his shatrus. He will crush them. Idam pumsavanam jaiva virajanameva cha abhikshnam garbhinim shutva dhruvam viram prajayate. And if there is a Kshatriya lady, if there is a young lady who is pregnant and she listens to the story, she will give birth to a Veera. A Veera, says Kunti. Oh Krishna, tell this story to my sons and tell this story to my daughter-in-law and convey my inquiries to all of them. Oh, Sri Krishna, you may take leave now. You may take leave now and may your way be auspicious. And then finally, she tells him, O Janardana, Putran me paripalaya, take care of my children. That is how we come towards the end of Krishna Dootam. There is one more scene. Krishna, before he goes, he had a quick word, long word with Karna. We will leave that for some other time. There's other things that you may all want to go back and see this beautiful story of Krishna Dootam. Hara Namah Parvati Pataye Janaki Kanta Smaranam Gopika Jivana Smaranam Vetrivel Muruganak Shri Sadguru Swamina Shri Anjaneya Swamina